everyone, good morning. Oh my god, who's excited? We get to eat food again today. So fantastic. But I bet every single woman who did the 3-day juice fast is feeling incredible today. Potentially tired and a little bit wiped out still, but incredible in the fact that they're excited and proud of themselves for doing the 3 days. It's not an easy task, but it is doable. It's 3 days only, and how you feel beyond the 3-day juice fast is really, really incredible. And it does give your body such a great opportunity to heal, to shed weight, to reduce inflammation, to eliminate toxins, and it's just an incredible thing to do for yourself from a physical point of view, from an emotional point of view, and even from a spiritual point of view. So today is like the icing on the cake, really. Today I want to share with you some tips and tricks of things of how you can maintain gentle, gradual detoxification processes and practices on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis in your life so that we can prevent the build-up of toxins in your body. Now, we know that the build-up of toxins in the absence of poor nutritional status within your body are pretty much the two main causes of disease. Now, whether it be endometriosis, hormonal migraines, weight gain, skin rashes, eczema, allergy, digestive problems, these are two core factors that exist in every single disease state. So your job is to keep the toxins low in your body in spite of a world around us that is extremely toxic and things that we have no control over. And then on top of everything, our lifestyle practices, our food choices and all that sort of stuff. And you know that my philosophy is about balance. I'm really about women living life to the fullest, loving their life, loving their body, having fun, doing their guilty pleasures and the things that excitement, whether it be going out for wines with their friends or enjoying chocolate cake, having chemical hair straightening is one of my things that I do once a year. It's about doing the things that still make you feel good and you love doing, but cleaning up the damage and the mess and mopping it up in the process so that 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the track, we don't end up with disease. And, end game, as you hear me say all the time, end game is things like cancer. And once you get to that point of cancer, it's a lot more work to dig yourself back up and heal your body. It's a lot more expensive also, and it's a lot more debilitating than doing something like a 3-day juice fast twice a year, 3 times a year. Which is why, I'm really passionate about sharing these little processes with you guys, empowering you guys to believe that you can do them. If you're doing it 3 times a year, it's 9 days of your year. The rest of the time you can, live in balance, enjoy the things that you love. So I just find that this is the most practical, profound, effective way to enjoy life, but also feel amazing and prevent disease. So I'm going to chat about things that we should all be considering and doing. And of course, some of them aren't going to apply to you because you just don't want to go there. And I totally get that. But the more ideas we give you, the more that you can start to implement because it really helps them. And all of these suggestions that I give you are aimed at helping your body to eliminate toxins gently, gradually, safely. So look, we'll start on the topic that everyone knows I go on about before, enemas, okay? Just know, I'm not going to say a lot about them because there's a lot of videos on enemas that you can go and look through, but enemas really is a very quick, very easy, but the most effective way to eliminate toxins from your body. And I've said it all before, I live life to the fullest. I enjoy alcohol with my girlfriends a couple of times a month. I've been a chocoholic my whole life. Gonna try to change that this year. I don't actually exercise as much as I should, but I don't have skin problems. I've overcome eczema, I've overcome cystic acne, I've overcome polycystic ovarian syndrome, I've overcome 3 miscarriages because of enemas being a huge part to my success. I really do believe they played a huge role in being able to maintain my weight, my skin, my mental, emotional well-being as well, because it's just gently, gradually eliminating toxins from my body every single day. Well, 5 days a week that I do them. So even if you can get your head around doing 1 a week, you are doing such an amazing thing for your body. And a lot of people have this idea in their head that it's going to be painful and it's going to be disgusting and it's going to be awful and it's going to be violating. And it's really, really, really none of those things at all. So sit with it. Think about it. If enemas is something that you can get your head around and at least try, if you've gone and had a colonoscopy, a colonic hydro irrigation is what I'm trying to say at some point. The speculum, which you insert enema, is a quarter of the size of what you insert it at a colonic hydrotherapist. It's tiny, it's smaller than your finger, it's not painful. You don't really feel it going in. It's not a disgusting process. So I urge you to think about that because enemas really is a game changer. It will change your skin, it will change your weight, it'll really support your hormone health. And, especially when we're looking at women's problems, things like cysts on the ovaries, endometriosis, fibroids, adenomyosis, the bowel sits flush to the uterus, right? So if you've got a toxic colon and bowel, you're basically poisoning those reproductive organs all the time. So if we can be clearing out that system all the time, it will make such a huge difference to your periods and everything. Yay, Emma did 3 yesterday, legend, love it. And you know, there's times when you will do 3 a day. There's times when I've done 3 a day. I did 3 a day a few times over this fast because I was like, you know what, I just want max release of toxins. But just know that if it's something that you are curious about but you're scared, please, please, please book a free 20 minutes phone call with me where we can map out the process for you and really help you. So the next things that we need to be doing is going to also involve a little bit of investment, okay? And I know, you know what, health is investing, and if you're not willing to invest in your health, we'll be prepared to die 10, 15, 20 years earlier than what the average lifespan is. And that's a really blunt thing to say, I know, and probably a little bit heartless, but we have to work at our health. We have to prioritize our health. We have to want to look after our health. And yes, unfortunately, that involves investing in our body. And when you look at it in the scheme of things, you know, even if you're paying $3,000 for a water filter for your system that you're going to have for your entire life, $3,000 in the scheme of your life in preventing disease and living well and maintaining your weight and healthy skin and feeling good, it's really nothing. Everything's available on payment plans. Everything's available to be paid off. You don't have to go out and invest any of these things overnight. You can, you know, save up for a couple of years, but I'm planting these seeds. So these are the things we need to think about having in our home. You know, and a water filter is a non-negotiable. If you are consuming fluoride, chlorine-contained water on a day-to-day basis, you are slowly poisoning your body. You are polluting your insides, and your poor liver is working its guts out all day, every day to try and get that out of your system. You are never, ever, ever going to have perfect health and a healthy liver if you are drinking tap water. And that's just a sad reality of it. So make purchasing a good quality water filter a priority. Again, send me a message if you want ideas about the one I use. I personally use ionized water because I believe it has more of a benefit from a structured water preventive. So it also heals the body. It hydrates the body. So, but there's options out there, okay? But make purchasing a water filter a priority. Another thing that you can invest in, I don't currently have this, but it's something that I will be purchasing when I've got a home with the space and that sort of thing, is a infrared sauna for your home. Again, you can range from $400 up to probably $5,000 or $6,000, $7,000, depending on how big and how fancy you go. But infrared saunas are an amazing way to heal the DNA in your body and gently, gradually remove toxins from your body. They're great. So you can sit in a sauna and just relax and read a book or meditate. You know, it's an easy way. It's a cheap hack for liver support. So if that's your thing, join a gym that has an infrared sauna, and I don't care if you're paying $15 a week for your gym membership, but you only go and use the infrared sauna. It's worth the money to sit in that for 15, 20 minutes, 3 times a week, well and truly, because it's anti-aging. Like I said, it really heals at a DNA level. So it's preventing those, you know, later stage autoimmune conditions, cancer, cell abnormalities and all that sort of stuff. So a really, really good thing to invest in. Exercise is kind of one that's been around forever, but, you know, I'm looking at it from a point, I'm trying to change your mindset around exercise. Do exercise because you want to feel good. Don't do exercise to punish your body like I did for many, many years, to try and change your body shape. Yes, it will have a side effect of changing your body shape, but exercise because you love your body and you want to nurture and restore your body and get that blood pumping, which is anti-aging. It stimulates your lymphatic system to release toxins. It stimulates and boosts your immune system. It really brings vitality to your cells and your skin and your appearance. So do it from a holistic point of view, not from a, I need to punish myself because I need to lose weight. The weight loss will be a beautiful side effect of nourishing and loving your body through movement, and all types of movement, you know, slow, gentle stuff from yoga, Pilates, Tai Chi, gentle walks, swimming, right through to your high intensity stuff. You know, mix it up and gauge where you're at on your journey in terms of your adrenal health. Search adrenal videos in this group if you're unsure where you are, and there's stuff coming on the website very soon about doing your own individual adrenal assessment. So there's some of the main things. Additional things that we can be doing, which we did in the 5-day cleanse. So maintaining this stuff. So depending on the idea of the 5-day challenge was to expose you to things. I know the beautiful Em who's watching definitely experimented with a lot of those things. We did Epsom salts, baths, soaks. If you don't have a bath, you can simply soak your feet. And bentonite clay face mask. Now you can do them on your face to draw out things if you struggle with skin. Also under the armpits is a great way to do them to draw out impurities, because we have a huge concentration of lymphatic glands there, and those ones particularly drain into the breast tissue. So which is why, you know, breast cancer becomes a big issue if we're using aluminium based deodorants and stuff like that. So that brings me to my next tip, definitely. Clean beauty. It's again a non-negotiable. I don't care if you've got 2 or 3 products that are toxic and you just love them and you use them once a week when you go out in the town because that's your favorite makeup, but on a day-to-day basis, your cleanser, your shampoo, your conditioner, your deodorant, your toothpaste, your moisturizers, the things that you are using on a daily basis must be organic eventually. Okay, so again, this is not about making you feel guilty and, oh my God, I can't afford, I've got to throw everything out. It's a gradual process. It doesn't matter if it takes you 6 months to a year to convert everything over. As you're running out of things, go and swap them over for a green organic thing. I always talk a lot about the clean beauty market in the Gold Coast. They obviously ship, we have a website, so it doesn't matter where you are in the world. At least go there and research the brands. Follow Instagram accounts about clean beauty and stuff like that, because you'll see now we are lucky there are so many brands that are good and just as good as the original Max and the Napoleons and all the other L'Oreal and all that stuff, that they really were the best thing that we had access to. So there's no excuse basically. The makeup now is just as good. Sometimes maybe it will be a little bit expensive, but again, we're investing in our health. Do what you can do, manage on your budget, but make it a priority. Rather than buying new clothing, going on holidays as top priorities, just factor health in there as well. It doesn't mean you have to miss out on anything. It's just maybe things will take slower to get there, but it's about the long-term longevity of your health and your life. Clean beauty is a big one. Filtered water, enemas, diet is a big one, and eating in balance. So if you're a meat eater, try and eat more organic, definitely. Try and limit your meat intake. There's nothing wrong with eating meat. A lot of people will thrive off eating meat. There's nothing wrong with eating meat if you feel it feels good for your body, but you do need to go through that process of experimenting without it and reducing it, basically, just to see. What's the name of the place in the Gold Coast? It's called Clean Beauty Market, and it's in Burleigh, Danielle. And you can follow them on Instagram. They're fantastic. I'll drop a link for the website in the comments as well. It's shit that this is the case. Health should be our birthright, right? We should just be healthy, and that's how it is. But I mean, a lot of you are facing hormonal related challenges, chronic disease related challenges, and this is why you're in this group. This is why you're interested. And so just know that you're not alone. We all have to work at it. It's like anything in life now. If you want to really succeed at it, you have to be willing to put some time and energy into it. And when you make the mind shift to that being an enjoyable process, and you're doing it from a place of love because you want to feel amazing, it doesn't feel like such a chore. Find ways for it to be fun. Find accountability buddies. Be active in these groups. Form connections, form friendships, share your journey, and it becomes a lot funner. When you're isolated from anything and anyone, especially if you are living somewhere where you don't have access to, for example, my battery's going flat. Where I grew up in a really small country town, most of them probably think I'm absolutely mental because I do enemas, and that's okay. It's none of my business what they think of me, but they're foreign concepts, right? People just haven't been exposed to these things. So use groups like this to connect with people, to share your journey and understand, why we do these things. And we don't do these things because I just like being weird and different. I do these things because I've tried and tested them and I know they work. I healed my body of polycystic ovarian syndrome. I've lost 13 kilos. I had cystic acne. I had a full body covered in eczema. I have overcome adversities, and I share with you the things that work and the things that I implement. So other things that you can invest in and purchase is little detox baths. You can buy them for a couple of $100s, and they're, again, quite a gentle, relaxing thing to do to draw toxins out. You basically wear electrodes around your wrists, and then you pop your feet in a water bath and with salt, and it basically draws out toxins. Face masks, I've already touched on that before, but to draw out things is really great. Oil pulling, so you can use olive oil or coconut oil. Coconut oil should be mindful with if you've got mercury fillings. And just swishing it around in your mouth, and it drags out and it draws out toxins from our body. Because remember, our body is just like a whole system of tubes, and we're eliminating through every possible orifice and skin pore and everything, because your body it knows that we need to get toxins out effectively if we're going to stay healthy. So we sweat toxins out, we breathe toxins out, we urinate them out, we defecate them out, you cough them up. Even though if you find that your scalp's shedding, because I know I actually had a bit of dandruff over this last 4 days of the cleanse, which I don't normally get. And that was my body shedding skin cells, getting rid of toxins. Like, our body is constantly eliminating toxins. And don't make that wrong about yourself. You know, I have this conversation with a lot of women all the time surrounding, I changed my deodorant over to a natural deodorant and it made me stink. It's like, no, the deodorant didn't make you stink. Unfortunately, you stink. Your body's eliminating those toxins, and there is going to be that short downfall where you do stink in the short term. It won't last forever, but your body's basically going, all of a sudden you're not blocking those sweat glands with the antiperspirant aluminium-based deodorant. So the body's like, great, I can start to get rid of stuff now. So there is going to be an element of grossness, discomfort, where you may get an acne breakout randomly here and there. And this is why we support ourselves through detoxification with supportive products like my liver tonics, the colon cleanse powder, the adrenal tonics, and those sorts of things. Because if you don't support the body in eliminating, you will get more side effects like acne breakouts and BO and fatigue and all the things that all these beautiful women have experienced this week to a degree. So we can support it. So don't think that, if I start detoxing, that's it, I'm going to get shit skin or I'm going to get BO. It doesn't have to be that way. There's ways to support it. And if you're experiencing discomfort and you're not sure how it's going, please just, ask questions in the script, because I'm here to support you. Yeah, I get it, Annette. I totally get it. We're a bit different, but you know what? I'd rather be different than mainstream. So look, they're really some of the main things that we can be doing. Exercise, enemas, dry skin brushing, an incredible thing. Very, very profound what it can do. I am doing a beautiful process called the Gosha, which I was inspired by Tyler Tolman. So basically I'm exfoliating my skin every 2 to 3 days at the moment with, it's a mixture of aluminium-free bicarb soda and vodka. So I just make it into a paste and I exfoliate my whole body. And then I'm laying in the sun as much as I can, like for about 15 minutes afterwards, which isn't, I don't do it every day. I might be doing this morning because I'm rushing off to an appointment. But I have found I've had like a lot of kind of like blackheads coming up, but not like they're coming out. They're actually coming out of my skin. Like I rub my skin, I can feel them and I can move them out. So they're actually coming full body out of my skin. So tiny little like clogged pores coming up and out, which is, yeah, like cool. Like that's fucking cool. Let's be honest. Like, things that are coming out of my skin, out of my body, and sure, okay, gross, whatever, but it's a temporary thing, and I feel way much better having this coming out of my body than it being in there, congesting my organs, causing inflammation, messing up my hormones, making me fat. Like it's you've got to think about the long-term game. We do unfortunately live in a world where we're instant gratification. And you know what? Unfortunately, the juice fast does kind of encourage instant gratification because, I lost so on day 1, which was Monday, yeah, I weighed 64 kilos, which I'm very happy with. I'm usually happy to sit around 63 kilos. And this morning I weighed myself after 4 days, 3 days of juicing, I'm 61.1. So I've lost 3.9 kilos. Is that right? 2.9. I don't know, maths isn't my strong word. Anyway, I've lost a significant amount of weight, which is cool. Like, you look at the scales and you're like, yeah, this is exciting. Like, I'm happy, but I didn't do it for the weight loss. I did it because I know that it's healing my body and it's going to make me live longer, and I'm not going to have to stress about getting eczema again or having problems with my cycle ever again, flooding and endometriosis and all those sorts of things that I've had exposure to in the past. So think about it as a place of love in your body. There are lots and lots of things that you can do to support your body, and the more things that you can do on a day-to-day basis, week-to-week basis, it really prevents detoxing being hard. So, you've seen, and detoxing can be really hard if you're really toxic. You can feel like absolute death for, the first 3 to 5 to 6 days. But if you just do it maintenance every year, it's not really that hard at all, because you don't get those extreme, because you're gradually releasing toxins overall. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. Just know that detoxification is the answer to healing. Detoxification and eliminating impurities and poisons from your body is what will prevent you from disease. It will extend your longevity. It will prevent you and protect you from things like cancer. So make it a priority. Find a way to make it fun, and embrace it on a day-to-day basis, because it really will change your life. And I really do solidly believe that. Now, today is the final day. So for all those who have been doing this 5-day challenge, please be brave. Share your journey, share your results either this evening or tomorrow. I will be making my decision over the weekend about the $250 Balance Babe voucher. So be vulnerable, be brave, share your journey. You know, we do this because we want to inspire all those others who have been watching from the sidelines, wondering whether or not they could do it, wondering whether or not they should do it, whether or not they need to do it. The more women that detox, the less women that get disease, the less women that get breast cancer, the more we drive down that risk rates. And that's a balance-based mission, right? Empowering and educating women to prevent disease. So let's help each other. Please be brave, share your before after photos, share your wins if you don't want to post a photo, mentally, emotionally, physically, your wins. And I really look forward to supporting you and everyone who just decides to jump on this cleanse next week or the week after or the week after that, because you're doing it in your own time. I will be here to support you and encourage you along the way, because I love you lots. Have an amazing final day 5 for those who are doing it. Enjoy your food today. I know I'm very much looking forward to it, and I'll chat to you again soon.